everybody, and welcome to Mom Talks. I'm Kendra, and we are in week 2 of our Baby It's Cold Outside series, talking about all of the wonderful and sometimes not so wonderful things that will happen to you and your children as the weather gets colder and as we start that long trek to spring. I know. And so last week we talked about the flu, and this week I am so excited. We're moving on to something a little happier, a little more fun. This is going to be a great time. We're going to be talking about holiday eating and all of those wonderful treats and goodies that come along with your favorite holiday recipes. I don't know if you've heard, but Thanksgiving is next week. So hope you're ready. I'm not. So, I am joined with some of the lovely ladies from St. Louis Children's Hospital. Can you tell us who you are and what you do here?
My name is Kristen Kipper, and I am one of the dietitians here.
And I'm Kelly Lubieski. I'm the executive sous chef here.
Very good. And like I said, Thanksgiving is coming, so let's get the conversation going. And tell me some of your favorite traditions for Thanksgiving.
So I know one of my favorite traditions is waking up early and just lounging on the couch and watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I actually, when I was in high school, many moons ago, had the opportunity to dance in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York. So I kind of like watching it and reliving it all over again.
That's cool. And I come from a very large family, and my husband does as well. So for us, Thanksgiving is like large family gatherings. Large. Hi guys, how are ya? So we just spend the day bouncing around from house to house, eating more than we should, and seeing all of our relatives.
Of course. And I have to say, my favorite Thanksgiving tradition is that at 30 years old, I still sit at the kids' table because my sister, my cousins, and I, we still get relegated off to the table in the other room. So, hi Carmen, hi cousins, see you soon. It's going to be great. And you know what? My baby did not make it to the kids' table. She gets to sit with the grown-ups. So, I love it how Thanksgiving traditions come back. So, let's talk a little bit about Thanksgiving, and later we've got our winter holidays like Christmas coming up, where we all love a good holiday treat, and while they're awesome, sometimes they're not always the best for you in large portion sizes. So let's start with the good news. Let's talk about some of our healthier options for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and all the other wonderful holidays.
Okay, so here we've got a few different ways that you can prepare your traditional holiday recipes. So if you want to come on over, we can show you mashed potatoes. Normally people make mashed potatoes with cream and butter and milk and cheese and all sorts of fatty stuff. Mashed potatoes here made with extra virgin olive oil and vegetable stock. It cuts the calories down, it cuts the fat down, but it still has loads and loads and loads of flavor. Plus it's vegan, it's dairy-free, safe for all those people with diet restrictions. Then the famous green bean casserole. You cannot not have the green bean casserole at Thanksgiving. So this, instead of using your normal cream of mushroom soup, go for the low sodium cream of mushroom soup. Go for the reduced fat shredded cheddar cheese. Add extra mushrooms in there. Add some caramelized onions in there. Use fresh green beans instead of canned. That cuts down on the sodium, the preservatives. You always want to go fresh. And it still tastes just as good. We also have a few healthier pumpkin desserts because you have to have pumpkin on Thanksgiving. So here we've got pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. These are dairy-free and delicious. I am not a pumpkin person, and I love these cookies. They have oats, pumpkin, chocolate chips. They are super easy to make. Then right over here we have what I like to call a pumpkin chocolate pizookie. It's a mixture of a pie and a cookie. And you can use a smaller pan and make it more of a deep dish kind of a cookie. It is dairy-free also. The only gluten in it is oats. So if you want, you can get gluten-free oats, and it'll be gluten-free as well. This is delicious, right out of the oven. One of my favorite pumpkin dessert recipes. These are both so much healthier than a pumpkin pie with whipped cream on top. All of these recipes can be found on the St. Louis Children's Hospital dining website. So you can easily make these recipes for your holidays.
And we're going to put that in the comments section, and it's also going to be on our Mom Talks website. So if you saw something that looked awesome, I have been eyeing those cookies Since you brought them in.
I quality checked them. I checked them twice actually. They're really good.
Okay, good. So if you're interested in making something that you see here or anything else we're talking about, you can easily find those recipes. Also, just want to remind you, because I forgot to tell you earlier, we are taking questions. So if you have a question about making healthy substitutes or portion sizes, or if I gotta choose between the sweet potatoes and the mashed potatoes, which should I do? Please go ahead, leave them in the comments section, and we will happily answer them for you. Also, if you just want to throw out, what's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition? What do you like to do this next Thursday? We would love to hear about it, so please send those in. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the not so fun part of it. We got those foods, we love them, they're awesome, but we probably shouldn't take really big helpings of them. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I actually brought some food models with me just to kind of go along with Kelly's healthier options. These are models of what a half a cup of a normal mashed potato and half a cup of green beans would be. So this is your portion size for an adult. For kids, the portion size can be anywhere from a half to a third of that, depending on how old your kiddo is. So just keep in mind, this is kind of a normal portion size, and I know I like to have a lot more green beans as well.
I think I said before we started, I was like, that's so small.
I know. But not saying you can't have more, but keep in mind, if you suddenly fill up 3/4 of your plate with green bean casserole and you didn't make Kelly's version, you probably overdid it.
So let's talk a little bit about portion sizes. What should I be loading my plate up or my kid's plate up first to make sure that she's getting all of the good nutrients, maybe before I give her that slice of pumpkin pie or before, some of the not so healthy things?
Absolutely. So I actually brought some of my kiddos' own plates at home. I think the first thing to keep in mind for kids is they are not adults. So, we all like to eat off like the platters or the trays.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for the kiddos, having some smaller plates. As adults and as the parents, we need to have realistic expectations that they're not going to eat as much as us. We shouldn't expect them to eat half a cup of everything because that's not appropriate. So these are kind of just good plates, and I actually like these because they have dividers in to kind of, as a parent, remind you what we should do. So I always tell people half the plate should be vegetables, and then 1/4 of the plate starch, and 1/4 of the plate meat. So in this case, maybe you put your turkey here, maybe you got some mashed potatoes, and maybe over here is your green beans. You can probably fudge it and put your corn over here too, just to try to encourage them to eat more vegetables than other things.
So you probably want to start out with the vegetables and then kind of move on.
Absolutely. I would say, and if they want seconds, offer the vegetables first, and then maybe meat, and then you can always go back for the starches.
Sure. It looks like we have a question.
One of our viewers wants to know, how do we teach my child about moderation without them feeling punished for not being able to eat what they want?
Great question.
Is a great question. I say as a parent, that's probably one of the hardest things as far as feeding goes, is to kind of teach them responsibility for, their eating. And I think, don't think of it as a punishment, just like I talked about, if you kind of start with setting up their plate, like I mentioned, and then offering seconds when they want it, but not making them eat more. I'm not a fan of the Clean Plate Club because children have a really great way of monitoring their own intake. They can really tell us how hungry they are. So I don't encourage the Clean Plate Club, and I would say just put their meal on their plate and let them eat what they want to, and they'll moderate themselves quite a bit too.
Well, what about drinks? Different drink options.
Yeah, so water is always going to be your best choice, especially on a day like Thanksgiving or Christmas when there's endless calories at hand. So water is always going to be your best choice. Skim milk, not a bad choice either. Just try to stay away from those really sweetened, sugary juices, sodas, punch, those kind of drinks.
Punch always comes around one way or another.
I know, doesn't it?
So let's also, I just want to remind you once again, we are taking your questions. So if there's anything that we haven't covered yet, please give us a shout out, remind us that you're here, and we will be happy to answer that. In the meantime, though, I think we've got some good demonstrations. We've got some recipes here that you and your kids can make at home. It's a great way to get your kids involved with what they're eating, and just a way to have fun around the holidays is to make some recipes with your kiddos together. So we've got some good ones that are both tasty and healthy.
So I know one way that I get my daughter to eat healthier is if I have her help me. If she's helping me in the kitchen, then she's more willing to eat the healthy food. So for instance, we have over here, little reindeer cheese triangles. How adorable are these? So those are the little laughing cow cheese triangles that you get at your local grocer. Some pretzels, chocolate chips, and then Rudolph, of course, has just a little red pepper on his nose. Down here, these are perfect for your class parties that you know that are going to be coming up. It's just a little applesauce cup, and you glue little pipe cleaner for the reindeer antlers and some googly eyes and a little button nose. Absolutely adorable. Kids will love it. Kids can make that for you too. It'll be a good way to, good activity for them to do and they can be proud about. Another thing that we have here that I will also demonstrate how to make are the Santa bananas. So this is bananas, strawberries, marshmallow, and chocolate. Every kid loves pretty much every item on that plate.
What's not to love there?
And you don't feel guilty about making it. So, and then right over here, we also have what I like to call Grinch kebabs. Now, it's a box office hit at the theaters right now.
Hey.
It'll be a box office hit with your kids. So grapes, bananas, strawberries, marshmallows, they will love it. These are adorable. They're great for parties. They're even great for adult parties, a healthier option. So we can show you how to make these. Super easy. And then we can eat them, quality check.
We would hate to show you anything that wasn't tasty to eat. So I'll make sure.
I wouldn't show you how to make something I wouldn't eat. So first, the Grinch kebabs. You take your toothpick. If you ladies want to make one as well, you can.
Oh boy, it's gonna show how uncrafty I am.
And your green grape, and just go ahead and just skewer that on your toothpick. Then next comes part of the Santa hat. So you have the banana slice, and that just goes right on top. Then the rest of the Santa hat, your strawberry, and that just goes on top of that. And the marshmallow sets it off. And you have the Grinch. He's all ready for Christmas.
Gonna go steal Christmas now. So that was just super easy. I mean, my daughter is one little young for this, but I can see, in a year, all you have to do is just go ahead and just layer them on, and then you've got it. And it's a good snack. It's got fruit in it.
And even if they're in the wrong order, then it's cute because your kid did it.
Yeah. What else do we have here?
All right.
I'll put a little napkin down so we can just set those down.
We'll put the Grinch down, and next we'll go ahead and do the Santa bananas. So you take a skewer, or you can use a long toothpick, whichever you have. And you take a banana, and just go ahead and put that in there. And then you'll take a slice of a banana, and you're gonna make the same Santa hat that you just made for the Grinch kebab, with the banana slice and the strawberry and the marshmallow. And then you just use 2 chocolate chips for the eyeballs. And I'm sure with each kid, there will be an extra chocolate chip that goes in the mouth before they finish making
one in
the Santa kebab. There you go. There's Santa.
Cute.
I gotta fix the eye. Cute. Just a reminder, we are putting these recipes down in the comments section. Also, this will be on the Mom Talks section of childrensmd.org for you to check out and make these at home. Also, a few of the other recipes that we were showing you a little earlier, I think like the cookies and a few of the other recipes we showed there also on that website, so you can enjoy these later. I think this was so fun. So one thing I did want to cover is not only is it a day about eating, but so many people also make Thanksgiving and holidays a day about being active and exercising. I know I like to do a turkey trot. Sometimes my husband's family likes to play football in the yard. So what are some ways that parents can get their kids active and having fun after the meal, or maybe before the meal?
Depends your timing, right? Turkey trots have taken off. I feel like they're in almost every community these days. And you don't have to run one. You don't have to run it. You can walk it, and a lot of them even have like the 1 mile fun run or walk with
I think a lot of people I see on those, maybe it's a half and half split where half are running and are really into it, half are walking and just enjoying time with the family.
I think anything to get you outside and get some fresh air before you get started on your day of feasting is a nice way to kind of get that activity started.
I'll let you grab your cheat sheet because I know you
Yes,
looked up a little
I
bit.
did. Sorry, I've got too many numbers here. So generally, if you run a 5K, an average adult burns about 350 calories, give or take, running. A 5K walking would burn you about 150 or 160 calories. So if you run it, that probably burns like a slice of pumpkin pie.
Hey.
Pumpkin pie is probably about 400 calories a slice. If you walk it, about 150 calories. So if you're an adult, that's a glass of wine. If you're a kiddo, not a glass of wine. But it could still burn like a roll with butter. So
Makes it worth it to me.
absolutely, absolutely. The average American eats between 3,000 and 4,000 calories in one setting on Thanksgiving Day. So anything you can do to burn off a few of those calories, whether it's before or the next day, really works.
So maybe do that in the morning, eat your big meal, then watch football in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So there you go. We do have a question.
Yeah, so one of our viewers is wondering if their child is a very picky eater, should they be using vitamins to supplement any nutrients that they might not be getting, even if we're making very healthy decisions during the holidays?
Yeah, that's a great question and a common one we hear here at the hospital too. I always tell patients or families that it's never going to hurt a child to take a vitamin. You know, they have the gummies and the Flintstones and all of those out now. It's never going to hurt a child if they're not going to get too much. So if you're worried about your child, it's not a bad move, but I wouldn't say it's necessary either.
Well, with that, we're going to wait just for a few minutes, see if we have any more questions. Just a reminder to everyone, we will be putting these recipes and these different techniques all on our website, childrensmd.org, under Mom Talks, and we'll also be putting them in the comments section of this Facebook Live, so feel free, go back after a time. Also, if you do have questions after we've stopped recording, we will get to them, no problem at all. So just a reminder to everyone that we're going to take next week off from doing our Mom Talks because I need to go shopping. So we hope that you enjoy your break and enjoy some time with your families and some good food along the way. We will be back on November 30th. We will be at our safety stop location here in the hospital, and we're going to be talking about car seat safety. So I know many of you have young kiddos, and if you're like me, you always worry every time you have to bundle them up to go in the car. I put a coat on my kiddo the other day, and I buckled her, and I was like, nope, can't do it. So we're going to be talking about those questions, how to bundle your kids up properly to go in the car seat, and just some other general car seat safety tips. So until then, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll see you soon.